Hello, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to the LinkedIn Live interview with our industrials and engineering winners from the 2021 edition of the Venture Competition. I am here with Remo from Cowa Thermal Solutions, with Daniel from NaturLoop, and also with Henri from Infrascreen. Each winner will have the opportunity to introduce themselves, and you, the audience who's tuning in, will have the opportunity to ask your questions. So feel free to type them in the chat box at any time. And we will start things off with Remo. So please tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're doing.
Yeah, hi everyone. Great honor to be here. So my name is Remo. I'm co-founder of Cowa Thermal Solutions, and we are boosting renewables in buildings by compact thermal energy storage. And our story started 2 years ago when we founded the company. So we are a spin-off of Hochschule Luzern. And the technology we're developing are basically capsules which are filled with a high energy density material. And these capsules can now be inserted into conventional storage tanks of heating systems. So ideally photovoltaic driven heat pump systems. The capsules, they increase the capacity of the storage by up to factor 4. So it's a great add-on for the system. So the system remains absolutely unchanged. Also, the installation concept remains unchanged, but it is a capacity booster, and the technology will make heating systems and also cooling systems more renewable, which is a great thing. So a simplistic add-on for every heating system. And although it sounds super simple, behind it there's a lot of technology and R&D. So the technology we're using is based on food additives, which are utilizing a liquid to solid phase change. And these materials are really environmental friendly, and we have the know-how to make them stable over 20 years. So there will be no decrease in capacity. And that is what we're doing. We have first prototypes running. Now there will be a couple of buildings equipped in the next week. So in Zurich and Horgen, for example, and the market entry is planned for next year. Yeah, that's it.
Great. Thank you very much, Remo. You've answered a couple of my questions actually in your introduction. So you're saying that your capsules, they last about 20 years. Is that correct?
Yes, exactly. So they are, based on all we know, they will be stable for 20 years or more. So they will be within the cycle of the entire heating system. So there will be no exchange needed. You install them together with your new heat pump system, and that's it.
And you mentioned that you use food additives. So are they dangerous to dispose of, or are they made out of something more sustainable?
Yeah, so the materials we're using, they are salt based materials, which are really used in the food industry. For vinegar chips have the same salt as the salt we are using, so it's absolutely no problem. Also, they are produced in massive scales, and we are it's really absolutely non-problematic. Also, they can be recycled. So I think that's a great advantage also towards electrical batteries.
Absolutely. And can you talk to us a little bit more about the business model that you're employing?
Yeah, so the business model is rather simple. We will sell the capsules to large heating system resellers, ideally, or also it could also be the case that we sell to installers directly. But our favorite, distribution channel is really via large manufacturers and distributors of heating systems. And the capsules, they will be produced in Germany, So there will be contract manufacturers who fill and seal them for us. And really the core, how they are exactly designed, that of course comes from us. So these capsules are really optimized in terms of heat transfer and energy density. But yes, that will be the case. So we will let them produce in Germany, and we will sell them then to large distributors. That's the idea.
Okay, good. Then my other question is, how are you better than your competition? What makes
Yeah,
you different?
that's an excellent question. So we started our journey in R&D, and we had a couple of industrial partners looking for such a company, for such a product when we started, and we saw that there is really there are not really good products available. So they have a lack of storage density. Also, a lot of them use toxic materials or have some toxic components in it, and we always we realized, okay, there's nothing really good out there, and that's what we improve. So we have better storage capacity, lifetime, and also it's fully recyclable, and that's the difference to all out there.
Yeah.
To all the products.
Good, thank you. Question from the audience is there a possibility of the leakage of the capsules? If so, does it have any impact on human or environmental health?
Yeah, that's a great question. So there is a possibility, we are really, that's the quality management, of course, and that there are no leakage. That's one of the top priorities. However, it could happen theoretically. And so regarding human health environment, that's absolutely no problem, since you even can eat these materials. And also we are using really non-corrosive salts, so salts and water, that's also towards corrosion. It could be a problem for the heating system theoretically, but we are really using the least corrosive materials available, so that it could happen. We're trying everything to avoid it, but even if it happens, it will not be catastrophic.
Good. Another question from the audience is, what are the benefits of your modular approach?
Yeah, so the benefits are the modularity, we think, is one of the key aspects, because heating systems, it is a scalable case. However, every heating system is a little bit different. So you either have a 300-liter storage, or sometimes they have a lack of space, so they have to go smaller. And it's really like an individual, every system is kind of individual still, even though the configuration is the same. And that's why we think having this modularity is a great advantage. So we do not care if it's a multi-family or a single family house, the technology will exactly be the same.
Yeah, that's great. That gives you the flexibility to address different kinds of customers. Absolutely.
Exactly.
So before I bring up the other two winners, I just want to refresh my page because I feel like I'm having a bit of a lag. So just bear with me, and if we get disconnected, just click on the same link to come back. Okay, much better. So Daniel and Henri, do you have any questions for Raymond?
I'm curious about the approach, Remo. Like the capsules, it sounds like something interesting, a unique approach to the storage, and I'm wondering maybe how that came about, simply.
Yeah, we are, we studied in that field and we worked in the research, and so the principle is kind of known, and we always thought, so the co-founders, that really this capsule case is, it is kind of sexy, so to say. I mean, this modularity and scalability is really, we think, that really has huge potential. And also that's what we see now, analyzing the industrialization and the cost of goods. And we think that's really one of the biggest advantages. Even when we start at small numbers, our cost of productions will drop significantly. And that's the thrilling, that we always thought that's really a thrilling idea, having something so simple as an add-on to a conventional technology.
Yes. Great. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Raymond. And
Thank you.
I would like to now go to Henri, so you can introduce Infrascreen and what you're doing there.
Hello, Priscilla. Thank you.
Oh, sorry, wrong person.
Oh, you're good?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. So what I was saying, I don't know to what extent you guys here ever wondered what's inside fruits and vegetables, or how we are going to cope with climate change in order to keep producing. And well, the answer is right now, the fruits and vegetables that you buy in the supermarkets, be it organic or conventional, they have pesticides, fungicides, herbicides, cheap labor, so all the things that you wouldn't really want to be there. And the other bad news is that climate change does impact the productivity of open field farming. So we really have things that we need to change in the fruits and vegetable industry. So this is initially the reason why I got interested into this industry, and why actually I got interested into high-tech greenhouses, because high-tech greenhouses is the solution to that, and why this industry is booming at the moment, with about 1,000 of hectares being built each year. So high-tech greenhouse is really a place in which you put the crops in the perfect environment for them to thrive, and by doing that, you allow the crop to have a far better productivity. And so the problem that the high-tech greenhouses do have is that they do consume a lot of fossil fuel energy, and the growers turn to the cheapest, which is natural gas. So it's not really sustainable in terms of business model, and it's not really sustainable at all in terms of CO2 emissions. So what we need to do is we need to help the growers actually cut their energy consumption. And this is the mission that we have at Infrascreen. So what we've done, what we've designed, is an innovative product that uses nanophotonics in order to help greenhouses be far more energy efficient. How we do that, our material is a cover that is extremely good at keeping radiative energy inside the greenhouse without having any negative impact on the photosynthesis. And this product, we actually sell it to, we integrate it within a very common piece of equipment in a greenhouse called the screen. So we sell it to the guys that manufacture the screen manufacturers, and they in turn sell it to the growers, for whom it means that the equipment that they use is exactly the same that they would have used before. It's just far more effective. So that's what we're doing, actually.
Great, thank you very much, Henri. Without getting into confidential information, your material seems so much more efficient from an energetic point of view with respect to what's currently on the market. Like, can you go into a little bit? You mentioned nanophotonics, that this is what makes it possible. Can you go a little bit into that for the people who may not know what this is, and how this makes it possible, and maybe explain a little bit about what you filter, what you block?
Yeah, absolutely. So, a greenhouse is like, I don't know if you've ever worked in a very, a glass building, those very big buildings, and you just happen to chill in the winter and be overheated in the summer. And the reason is because actually glasses are completely transparent to radiative energy. So for the greenhouse, it's good news because it means that the light used for the photosynthesis can reach the crop, so you can have your crops that grow. But it's bad news because it means that it's thermally extremely inefficient. So what you need to do is you need to be able to provide the greenhouse with the ability to keep transmitting the solar light used for the photosynthesis, while being able to reflect inside all the energy, the radiative energy that is being lost otherwise. And the good news is not the same wavelengths, not the same type of radiations. So we can discriminate it on the basis of the wavelengths. And we use a field of nanophotonics, thinly at the position. It's a bit more complex than that, but that's the basics of what we use in order to be able to do that.
Okay, great. Thank you for simplifying that explanation. I know it's a lot more complex than that. Another question is, do you have a prototype or pilot projects in the pipeline?
Yeah, absolutely. We do have a pilot right now, and we are looking to our commercial expansion for the end of next year.
Okay. I have a question from the audience. They're asking, on average, how much can you save farmers when using your product?
Yeah, so the average that we have today is between 15 to 20% in energy saving on the first version of the product without any impact on the photosynthesis. And it also includes, for very technical reason, a sharp decrease in moistures on the crops.
Okay. Thank you. And I have another question from the audience, and they say, how do you plan to roll out to the market? Is it a B2C or B2B? I think you mentioned that you are going to work with the manufacturers of the screen.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we do really is an innovative material. And this material, we sell it to people that manufacture themselves a piece of equipment for the greenhouse. It's called screen. So we sell it to the screen manufacturers. And what it means for the growers is that they just get a screen that looks like any other screen. It's just far more efficient. It's about 2 times more efficient than what they have today. And then they can deploy it in the greenhouse, connect it to the greenhouse climate computer exactly the same way.
Now, my question to you is, you're basically changing or improving the screen. So do you have any competitors out there on the market? Are you competing against anyone?
It's weird, but we are actually competing against our own clients because we are just increasing the value proposition of an existing product. So it means that our job is to convince the growers down the road that they want the new product that works better and that they feel confident with that. So I think that's really our main challenge in terms of competition.
Yeah, so it's basically the education of your end consumer, yeah. Right? Okay, good. So thank you, Henri. I will ask Daniel and Remo to now come on to the screen and see if they have any questions for you as well. Welcome back, guys. Do you have any questions for Henri?
I don't, but really interesting case.
Thanks, Remo.
Great.
Yes.
So then thank you very much, Henri, for the introduction. And I would like to now hand it over to Daniel to introduce NaturLoop and what he's doing there.
Perfect. Thank you, Priscilla. And hello, everyone. So my name is Daniel. I'm the co-founder and CEO of NaturLoop, and we are a spinoff from Bern University of Applied Sciences. And what we're doing at NaturLoop is transforming agricultural byproducts into products for furniture and construction applications. So the reason for this, there's actually 2, we can say. So on the one hand, we have a lot of deforestation, mainly from tropical regions. And on the other, there's tightening tightening restrictions with the emissions that are within these types of boards. And that's mainly because of the adhesive that's being used. So what we've done in partnership with the Institute is actually developed a panel similar to wood-based panels, but actually using the fibers of coconut husk, which is the main byproduct of the coconut harvest. So we're a team of 4 people. We've been around for 1 year, but the Institute's been researching since 2014. So we've been at it for quite a while. And when you look at the product itself, cocoa board, it actually it compares quite similar to the existing wood-based products on the market, but there are some interesting factors. One of them, maybe the most predominant, is the fully bio-based composition. So this is one thing that we've worked on to bring it to market, and a lot of that is because of the adhesive that's being used. So our mission at the moment is to launch a factory. So of course, this is first concept, getting the product out there, and we're targeting the Philippines because of the abundance of material that is there. So we're about 2 years from being up and running at the factory. And our big challenges, we can say, is on the supply chain development. And also at the moment, we're opening up many prototyping projects with customers, mainly to see how it could fit into their product line, but also learn more how this product is comparing to what is already on the market. So yes, in a nutshell, that's what we're doing.
Oh, that sounds exciting. Thank you very much, Daniel. So can you tell me a little bit about how you came up with the concept of NaturLoop? How did you, because these wooden boards already exist, so you didn't have to reinvent the wheel, but you found a way to do it better. So how did you come up with this business idea?
Yes, exactly. So because of the existing technology for wood-based products, when you look at the way to produce these products, it is quite known. I mean, a lot of the industry is working from trade secrets, so the process gets quite technical, and this is usually kept in-house for many companies. But with that being said, from the Institute, we do have a lot of knowledge of how to manufacture these products. But what it's two, there's two factors again. So on the one hand, it's the actual raw material we're using. So becoming familiar with this coconut fiber itself is something completely different than the wood fiber. So there was a really big learning curve. And on the other side, you have this adhesive, which we developed in house. So we use a tannin adhesive. It actually comes from trees itself, sometimes the bark, sometimes from within the tree. And working with this adhesive to get a fully bio-based composition, this is something that we wanted to. It actually changed our whole approach. So it definitely took longer time at the R&D stage, and even now getting to the production, certainly some more challenges that are coming up there. But for us, with NaturLoop, this is the goal. It's definitely on the environmental side and trying to launch a product from the beginning that, of course, has many environmental benefits. And if all goes well, we plan to apply this technology to other fibers because the story is quite similar for these byproducts of agricultural. Coconuts are not the only ones that are laying around in farms that are usually going to waste.
Yeah, absolutely. So you talk a bit about this natural adhesive that you've developed in-house. Is this kind of like your secret sauce,
We
would
can
you
say
say?
that.
Yeah.
Yes, I would say from a formulation standpoint, this is something. It's a secret sauce, and we're quite fortunate because prior to the co-founders and the researchers on the project, actually some of our professors, advisors have been doing research on this for quite a while. So it's the raw material itself is quite known, but it's in the application and getting it to work for this specific panelized product. So yes, I would say certainly this is one of our unique aspects. And then on the other side, like I said, it's really the processing. So, there's many ways to make these panels. We say it's like baking a cake. there's multiple simple ingredients, but all those different parameters you have to get a final result. So that's where we also look at we could say it's the secret sauce. And like I said, that's why so many companies are really keeping this knowledge in-house as trade secrets, because that's truly where the quality is coming from, and of course where you could reach economies of scale and driving production costs down.
Yeah, and it's the key differentiator, I imagine, or one of.
Yes.
I also have a question from the audience.
Sure.
This person says this is a really nice idea. Were you already able to create partnerships in the construction industry?
Yeah, actually, the project initiated as seeing how we could use this product for furniture or construction applications. So we did a pilot project in the Philippines. It was used as a ceiling cladding, also wall cladding, and this was when we realized, yes, it certainly could work there. So this was with the Hilti Foundation, and now at the moment we are we've pivoted more to furniture first, because the wood-based panel family, it goes beyond furniture products. Some are more structural. Our product itself, because it's a fiber board, it is more suited for interior applications. So more of our partnerships now are coming from the furniture side. Very large global companies, but also some smaller companies that are trying to get products more environmentally focused, and more high-end designer products. So certainly I think we'd like to tap into that construction industry, and we have plans for it, but at the moment it's more focused on the furniture side.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thank you. I have another question from the audience. They're asking, is it really common for construction material to be entirely bio or organic? And are there other materials that satisfy the same requirements?
Yes, I love the question. Actually, when you look at the wood-based panels, we're not talking about solid wood that's just cutting a tree and putting it into the right format. These products that we are an alternative for are actually composites. So again, it's coming down to the adhesive. So most of them do have strong chemicals in them, and one of the main compounds which is harmful is formaldehyde. So there's a lot of work, and like I said, the restrictions to limit this. So the simple answer is, if you're using only wood, of course, this is as natural of a building material as you can get. And we've seen a lot of structural markets or structural products hit the market. When you look for furniture, it's mainly about 90% of it is wood, and it's how could we now bring this adhesive into the equation and keep this as clean as possible. So we're getting there. We're close. I think if you look 10 to 20 years out, the industry will certainly go there. But at the moment, there are no fully bio-based solutions when it comes to these types of composites.
Great, thank you, Daniel. I have one last question on my side, and
Sure.
that is thinking really big, like
Yes.
all green lights ahead. Everything turns out the way you want. Where is NaturLoop? What have you accomplished? What is your vision? Long-term big dream?
Oh, I love this question even more. I would say, if getting this first product into the market, and like I said, doing it with bio-based route, it's really working with partnerships so that we could rapidly expand. There's one approach, which is to open up manufacturing plant after another and grow this way. But we would really like to expand the technology much more rapidly, but first we need to get there. So where we see ourselves in the future is to get the coconut-based product working for furniture, changing the adhesive, maybe getting it more for construction applications, and then looking at, based off all the other raw materials that are being wasted on farms, how could we now put up local manufacturing plants there to fit the local needs. So fortunately for us, everybody needs furniture, everybody needs construction. We have a growing population. So already within these two industries, I think anywhere in the world that has a lot of agricultural waste, it's a solution. So I would say localized manufacturing, but us actually spreading the technology and being a part of rapid expansion to have environmentally friendly products and getting as many people involved through supply chain as possible.
Great, thank you so much, Daniel.
Yes,
So
you as
I
well.
will bring up Remo and Henri, see if they have any questions for you.
All good.
All good? Okay, great. So then just to wrap things up, I have one final question for everyone, and that is, you're all winners today. You have been, or you are the top 3 of the 2021 industrial and engineering vertical of the venture competition. But there is one more step, and that is September 13th, you will do your final pitch and you will compete to win the grand prize. So that is the top of the top across all verticals of the competition. And the grand prize winner takes home 150,000 Swiss francs, non-dilutive funds. What would that mean for you to win that title? I will start with Raymond.
Yeah, well, it would be a great honor, of course. And we also could use the money for sure. So for our industrialization and everything, I would be super excited, of course.
Yeah, of course, of course. So I would like to ask the same question to Henri.
I guess the answer is a bit the same as Remo. It's definitely not only a very valuable recognition because of the profile of the venture award, the profile of the people that are judging us. It's also very interesting in terms of money. This is the kind of money that makes a difference at the stage where we are. So yeah, it's the same point, I guess.
Good, thank you very much, Henri. And same question to you, Daniel.
Yes. Validation from the Swiss startup community is really huge, and for us we are focusing outside of Switzerland as well, and we are very proud, and we want to really use this technology but also focus outside. So I think having more support behind us to see this vision come true, it's extreme motivation, and I think validation, we're on the right track. And like the others said, of course, I think any early stage startup is always seeking funding, so this helps a lot, and less time on fundraising for that time, and more, of course, on conquering those milestones and business development. So would be great, but happy to be here as well where we stand. So thank you.
Great, thank you very much, Daniel. So for those of you tuning in, everyone here will be at the awards ceremony on September 13th at ETH Zurich. All the startups will be pitching for their ranking. So we will find out who ranks first, second, and third place. And also we'll be competing for the grand prize position or ranking in the competition. So come and support these startups, come and meet them, network with them, and if you have any resources, connections that you would like to introduce to them, this is the time to do it. This is a place to do it. So please join us at our award ceremony. The link to register is on our website. It's at venture.ch, and we look forward to seeing you there. I'll be back next week with our final interview or live interview of the series with our retail and consumer services vertical. So I'll see you next Thursday at 9. Thank you very much for tuning in, and see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye, thanks.